So it's 1 month into 2017 and we've already seen some great new games. January saw the release of Resident Evil 7, which had a strong reception from fans and was one of the best outings the series has had in years. Yakuza 0 and Gravity Rush 2 also made a splash on the PS4, impressing reviewers with average Metacritic scores in the 80s. So it's been a solid start to 2017 all in all. Now let's take a look at what lies ahead in February. Neo is an action RPG developed by Team Ninja for the PS4, due for release on February the 8th.
So this is a PS4 exclusive that's heavily inspired by the Dark Souls series. I jumped onto the trial they released on the PS4 earlier in January and I enjoyed it. The setting is a fictionalized version of Sengoku Japan, which has been heavily explored in video games in the past. Combat is extremely reminiscent of Dark Souls and just the general feel and animation is very Souls-esque, although it isn't an explorable open world, it's more like old-fashioned levels. I did like it. I like the hack and slash combat and the stances system, which lets you flip between fighting styles on the fly. Anyone interested in Japanese culture, the high samurai period of the Sengoku Civil War, or just looking for more Dark Souls style gameplay, this one's for you.
Next up, For Honor is an online hack and slash game developed by Ubisoft Montreal for PC, PS4 and Xbox One. It's due out on February the 14th.
So this is another melee based game. It looks pretty interesting, but I think I'm mostly just delighted to see Ubisoft actually doing something new. The game is all about multiplayer, hand-to-hand combat between knights, samurai and Vikings. It's got a fantasy medieval setting with a campaign, but as mentioned, the focus is very much on multiplayer. The 3 factions have 4 different classes to choose from, and combat is very much melee focused with axes, swords, katana and so on. There's lots of AI minions at play in each game as well, so that does flesh out the scene and evokes that feeling of battle. It also sets the game apart from something like Chivalry, which has far fewer characters on screen at any given time. Single player campaign, lots of multiplayer modes, focus on big battles and melee combat. It could be interesting. One thing to note, it is online only, so you do need a connection to the internet at all times.
Next, Sniper Elite 4 is also out on February the 14th. Developed by Rebellion, it's coming to PC, PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah, so the Sniper Elite games are pretty cool. It can be a bit gun fetish for me at times, but it is a laugh shooting Nazis in the bollocks, which genuinely is one of the series' big selling points. I've played the first 2 games, the third one is actually on my to-do list. It all revolves around sneaking and shooting your way through World War II war zones to reach your target. Kind of reminds me of old school one-man army games like Medal of Honor in some ways. It's all third-person action and the sniping is very detailed as you'd expect, with a slow motion X-ray camera so you can see Nazi testicle explosions the way they were meant to be seen. Sniper Elite 4 takes the series to Italy, set in 1943, in the immediate aftermath of Sniper Elite 3. Your job in the game is to assist the Italian resistance against the fascists, who were of course allied to the Germans. Sniper Elite is one of the best 7 out of 10 series of games that exist, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this game continue that fine tradition.
Halo Wars 2 arrives exclusively for Xbox One and PC on February the 21st, developed by 343 Industries and Creative Assembly.
So you hear Halo, you think FPS, but this of course is an RTS, real-time strategy game. The first Halo Wars was decent, with some interesting adaptations on the RTS setup to bring strategy gaming onto consoles and make it work with a controller. This, as Gareth just said, has been co-developed by Creative Assembly, the people who make the Total War games, which, to my mind, is the best series of strategy games out there. In Halo Wars 2, you command an army, there's 2 playable factions, the human UNSC military and the alien faction, the Banished. The campaign supports co-op across 13 missions, and there's also a bunch of multiplayer modes to get through as well. As a huge strategy fan, I am looking forward to this, and with the Creative Assembly's help, I have every confidence it will be at least a competent RTS game.
And finally this month, LEGO Worlds is a Minecraft-inspired sandbox game by Traveller's Tales, due for release on PC, PS4 and Xbox One on February the 24th.
Yeah, so you say this is Minecraft-inspired, and that's really no joke. Not only does it look a hell of a lot like Minecraft, it's taken a lot of the elements of that game as well. It's got a 3D procedurally generated world, brick-by-brick building, crafting and all that other Minecraft-y stuff. It's developed by Traveller's Tales, the people who made the main LEGO action series, LEGO Star Wars, LEGO Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings and so on. So you you can expect a great deal of care and passion for the LEGO IP. It was released in beta on Steam back in June 2015 and will leave early access this month when it launches for realsies on PC and also on consoles.
So that was our list of releases to look out for in February. Did any of these games catch your eye? Let us know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. That's it from us for now. Until next time, bye for now.